everyone, welcome back to the channel. I was hoping to get maybe the final match of the Alamein campaign done today, but unfortunately people were booked. So I'd already set up the table. So I asked Jimmy for a friendly game. I've gone for the Italians, a heavy tank company, which is a new formation to the channel. And Jimmy is going for the Grand Armoured Squadron, having been impressed with them in later games.
So this is my list for the friendly against Jimmy. Avanti Italian, so I know one of you, my subscribers, will be happy. So I'm going for the heavy Italian tank company here. So the HQ is just an M1441. I'm not going to go for the new heavy tanks because I think they're more of a late war tank, so I won't be getting them. But you'll see why I picked a heavy company. So in formation, I also have 4 semoventes, 4 M1441s, and then 6 long semoventes. Now, reading up, they did sea service in the desert, so I was inclined to buy them. And that is it for the formation. So the Italians do have some anti-tank 10 in formation, but other than that, quite light on armour. So in support, I have a 4 unit of scout cars. Italian scout cars are actually quite decent. But there's my spearhead, and 4 of them doesn't cost too much either. To deal with anything bigger than a Crusader, I have 2 88s, and then I also have a full infantry platoon, and I've given them Pasgalia bombs. I also have some aircraft as well. One of them is undergoing repairs because these are the worst things. You look at them and they break, and guess what? I looked at him, so this guy's on borrowed time already. So that is it. So we'll have a look at what Jimmy is going to be bringing.
So I think the Semovente long will be a key unit for me today, because it's anti-tank 10, which is miles ahead of everything else in my list other than the 88s. And at this point, I don't know what Jimmy's going to bring. Hopefully not too many Churchills, but anything other than Crusaders. I need this AT-10 to deal with Grants and Shermans. Would be nice to have heat though, but I'll just add that. But other than that, AT-10 3+ firepower is pretty decent. Okay, so this is my list on paper. So heavy tank company. I just wanted to try it out. Mainly I wanted to try out the Semovente longs, and since they can be in a formation, and as mentioned, I'm not taking the late war Italian tanks that they brought out. So my list has 88s to deal with heavy armour, armoured cars for spearhead, a rifle platoon to hold down an objective, and Pasgalia bombs just to deter any tank assault. I had some points left over, so I thought I'd go with the Falcos. Hit and miss aircraft. It's 5 points. It's the cheapest one you can get in mid-war, and it does everything you want it to. If it becomes elite, it ranges in on a 3, which is pretty nice. But overall, more of an attacking list. Now I have seen Jimmy's list, and I think I'd rather go defend, because I don't want the battle to go away from my 88 anti-tank guns. And hopefully you'll pick attack, because then none of the missions will have deep reserves.
This is what Jimmy is running today. Just one formation. It is a Grant Armoured Squadron consisting of 2 platoons of 3 Grants and a HQ of 2. Also in formation are 3 Honey Stuarts. In support, we have a full rifle platoon, so that's 7 teams with the boys and a 2-inch mortar, a section of 4 25-pounders, and 2 Churchill 3s. So overall, plenty of heavy armour. Glad I've taken my 88s. So we'll see what a key unit will be for the British.
A key unit for the British today most likely is going to be the Churchill Mark III. Absolute monster. Basically, only the Semovente longs and 88s can even hurt it from the front, and a lot of things can't even hurt it from the side either that I have. So it's just going to be something I'm going to have to ignore and hope it doesn't get into a position to actually win the game. And it's also anti-tank 10 as well, so if he hits my stuff, it's pretty much going through a lot of it. But hopefully them being slow and the terrain might help me. Okay, so I asked Jimmy why he went for the list. He wanted to. He said usually he has a mix of 50-50 infantry tanks, but he wanted to lean more towards tanks. I find probably a bit of a better choice because when you have this kind of 50-50 mix, you have neither enough to do anything really. But he has infantry and 25 pounders to hold down objectives. The Grant is a good tank because you got the 75mm gun in the hull, and then you also got that other gun on the top, and sometimes those guns win you the game. The only thing you will be missing is a good last stand rating. Grants do remount on a 3+, which is pretty good, but their 5+ last stand, will that cost him the game? Okay, so I went defend, Jimmy went maneuver, and we ended up with no retreat, which isn't a mission I particularly wanted because of the deep reserves. They are immediate reserves, but it does mean more than 40% of my list is going to be off table at the start of the game, and only one tank unit will be able to start, and that won't be the Semovente longs. I haven't got enough points to bring them on, so it's going to be threadbare at the start of the game, but should be fun. So let's have a look at the table.
So here's a little quick review of the table today. So again, we have a wadi. So if you're not used to this, other than where the forwards are, you need to do a double cross check, so to go down the bank and then up. We have some scrub, which is just short terrain, no terrain checks for these. We have some palm grove, so that is tall terrain, which is a cross check to get in. We have a few dunes, so it's just tall terrain, and then we have some soft sand over here, so difficult terrain, and you can't dig in it or start digging on this bit of terrain. And luckily for this game, there is no chance of a cam scene coming in, so that might be a relief to some people. And also we have some salt marshes here, which is exactly the same as soft sand. Okay, so the mission is no retreat, and I'm defending, so that gamble hasn't really paid off because we got deep reserves. So I have the 88 starting up on this hill, best place for him. Scout cars in the middle, trying to be safe. Infantry are on the objective in the minefield, so you're going to have to come in and get me in a minefield. So, although that might kill me, it might kill you as well, so we'll see. So in ambush I have the regular semoventes and then everything else. So the planes obviously start off table, but they can come in whenever. So I got the longs, the M1414s and the HQ in reserve. It's immediate though, so it could help. So then we have Jimmy, so we got the Churchills down here, and then we have a line Grants, Honeys, Grants, HQ, then a 25 pounder so they can see wherever they need to, and the infantry. So that is it. So best of luck, James. We're going to British turn 1. Okay, British movement. Churchills have dashed right up to the wadi. These Grants have tactical moved. Infantry have dashed. Honeys have tactical. These Grants have tacticaled, and the HQ has dashed. So we will see some shooting other than artillery. So we'll find out where James would like to range in, because James always likes to fire artillery off first. So we'll do that, and we'll record to see if we have any casualties. Of course they go in here, so you're on a terrain piece, so it'll be a 4-up because they are veteran. Got it, first time. So you are hitting me on 4s, so that doesn't matter which one, so just 2 dice, needing 4s. 1 hit, 1 miss. So I do have a 4+ gun save, which I fail, and then a 4-up to kill. Bollocks. And of course they're pinned and last standing, so this could be a quick game. So we'll see where the other shooting ends up. Okay, 4 hits in the end on the infantry, no casualties, and not pinned. So we're going into Italian turn 1. Okay, my turn, starting off with the motivation. So to unpin, I need a 3. He unpins. Now last stand on a 3. Oh, so he might actually fire and hit something. So I then check the order and everything. So last stand, victory condition, reveal ambushes. I am going to pop the ambush. It is coming in. but I'll roll for reserves and then I'll roll for aircraft. So reserves, nope. Aircraft, yes. Okay, so this is where the semoventes have gone. Basically a speed bump to stop James's armour rolling over mine, and yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. I think what I will do is I will move my scout cars into the terrain, so that means I will get concealment wherever fires at me, and my planes are going for the 25 pounders, so we'll see if that does anything. Okay then, James, so can you put a template on and cover as many 25 pounders as you can? I should be able to get through, so angle it going from the plane. So I should get 3 of them then, should I?
Yeah.
Okay, right, so they are skill 4 because they're not elite, and nothing's elite so far. Ranging first time, so just roll 3. Okay, right, so hitting you guys on 4s. There we go. Balance restored. Okay, so next is the ambush and semoventes, and I'm split firing. One is going to be firing at the HQ Grants. It should be short range. It is cool. And the other 3 are going to go into the honey stuarts. So it's going to be 4s normally on the Grant, 5s for concealment. So 2 dice coming up. Nope. Oh, these dice. And then it's going to be 4 on the stuarts, because 3 for their normal and 4 for concealment. Okay, so those dice are over there now. Now what I'm going to be doing is the 88 is going to be firing at this Grant troop in the middle, so that's 2 shots, so we'll be hitting you on 5s. So 4's normally 5s for range, which at this point in time is probably unattainable. Now that's a bit better, so as you could guess, that will go straight through, and that's a kill, just on the closest Grant, yeah.
To the 88.
Yeah. Okay, so the scout cars are going to just stay gone to ground. My 88 isn't gone to ground anymore. I've had better shooting phases, I won't lie, so we're going into British turn 2. British movement is done, so we have the Churchills did a cross here, so basically automatically got over, and did a terrain dash to here. The Grants have moved here, so most likely we'll have to engage the scout cars now, because one of them can fire up. The Honeys have moved around, British infantry are moving up. These Grants here remain stationary, and the HQ Grants have moved to the edge of the scrub. So going into shooting, is it going to be artillery starting again? Go on then, so you need a 4 to hit. Yep, that's a hit. So a double save now, so first save on a 4, pass. Second save on a 4, fail. So 4 up to kill. Okay, so continuing on after the shooting, I'm very happy with how it turned out. So basically, I think in total, both Grant units fired at the semoventes. Total of 3 hits with the 75s.
4 total.
4 total. Not only did I manage to bounce 1 and equal... Oh no, I failed 2, and then James failed the firepower on 1. Got another hit, and I managed to put it onto an already bailed out one. And then James failed the firepower, and I managed to pass a remount. Honeys went into the infantry, got 3 hits, no kills. These guys missed all their hits going into the scout cars. So, running my luck a lot. Okay, motivation. So I have a bailed out semovente. Luckily these guys get back in on a 2. 5 is plenty. Then a pinned down 88. Who is no longer pinned down, but now you need to do a last stand test. That's not good enough. Okay, so aircraft, are they coming in? No. And then 2 dice for reserves. I got 1 unit, and it will be the semovente longs. And are they going to be elite? They're elite, which is the first unit so far. So not overly too bad for me. So we'll do some movement and we'll see where everything ends up. Okay, so the only movement is the long semoventes coming on, all 6 of them. They've all managed to fit on the brow of the hill using a tactical move. So the first thing they'll be doing, straight into the shooting phase, are going to be going long range into the grant. So you won't get concealment because I'm on the tall ground, I'm on the higher ground, Anakin. So that is 6 dice, hitting on 5s. Just the 1 hit, so I still actually have, oh, I don't have heat. So it's 80-10, so your front armour goes to 6. Bounce. Okay, come back. Okay, so the other stuff I fired, the scout cars managed to kill a honey. I almost had a chance to bail another. And then the semoventes here managed to bail another grant over here. And that is it for my shooting, so now we go into British turn 3. Okay, motivation to the British now. So you have a grant that is getting back in on a 3 up. He's back in. Okay, so we're continuing on into British movement. Okay, British movement. Churchills have moved up onto the ridge. The grants have tried to cross the wadi. One did, one got halfway, and one didn't even get past the first hurdle. The Honey Stuarts did a tactical move out of the way of their scout cars. Infantry have moved into the scrub, and all the other grants have moved around side armour now. But I suppose I did bounce 1 shot at 1. Yeah.
These 3 inside.
Okay. Okay, so we go into British shooting. I think it's artillery you want to do first. So we'll chuck down a template. I think it's going by here, and we'll see what happens if he gets anything. Okay, over here, everything fired at the Semovente longs, getting 1 bail. The artillery ranged in on the infantry, pinning them but no kills. The boys' anti-tank rifle rolled a 1 going for the scout cars, but now I'm only down to 1 active Semovente. They all died thanks to the, well, as the Grant HQ got them all. So now James is wondering whether the infantry are going to run in for an assault, because there's only 2 teams are really going to be able to make it in, and there's a fair bit of defensive fire left. Oh, I will be hitting on 5s because of the concealment, but my defensive fire hasn't been great, but you know, it's always worth a go. So we'll see if he does anything. Okay, so far I think that was probably the best shooting I've done. Managed to stop him, 6 hits, but only 1 kill. So they're pinned and my guys remain on the objective. So we go now into Italian turn 3. Okay, starting off we have a bailed out Semovente long who gets back in. And then we have the pinned rifle platoon, who do not unpin. And then a last stand on the remaining Semovente, who passes. Aircraft, coming in. And 3 dice for reserves. And that's the rest of them. But not going to do much, I don't think. So we'll come back after movement and see what happens. Okay, so the M1441s are arriving here. That is the extent of their movement. And the Falco is gone back here, so might be able to do something. Everything else has remained stationary in decent defensive positions at the moment, so we'll go into shooting. So I'll start off ranging in basically on the honeys. Not clipping any terrain, so I will need a 4 to range in. So first attempt. Got it. So hitting the honeys on 3s. Better. So your anti-tank is, your top armor is 1, my anti-tank is only 3, so it's not over the lot. So 1s and I can kill you. There you go, you found your armor. So see if I can get any other kills. Okay, shooting. My long Semoventes have managed to bail 2 grants. My hero Semovente over here has managed to kill a Honey Stuart, and the scout cars have managed to kill 2 infantry teams, and that's it. These guys actually got a bunch of hits on the Grant HQ, but nothing, because basically 1s will bail, and that's it. So we're going into British turn 4. Okay, motivations, we have 2 bale grants, so this one getting back in on a 3, a 5 is enough, and then that guy is enough, so they're back in. Then pin down infantry on a 4, the rally, and then a 5 up last stand on Honey Stuart. So you can stick around. Okay, British movement, Churchills remain stationary. Another grant has managed to get over the Wadi and has failed, so the unit leader has been replaced, so he is here now. The Honey has moved over into side armour of the Semovente, and the other grants are moving off in this direction, so we'll see what happens. And we go into shooting. Okay, shooting down here, the grants are pretty much ineffectual. The Churchills managed to bag a Semovente long. Over here, the artillery re-ranged in, almost got a kill but failed firepower. These guys are not shooting, so they can sneak up on the Semovente. The Honey missed, and the grants managed to kill my HQ tank. He did not swap, so we're going into an assault. So I think last turn I had 11 dice, so -3 off that, so down to 8. So you are going to assault though, I'm guessing. Right, so move your 2 teams in and we'll see. Okay, so with 8 dice I got no hits, only needed 5s. Luckily, well, I say luckily, I managed to dodge the hit, but then I failed my counter-attack on everyone. I got pushed back, losing 2 guys in the minefield, and the Semovente got snagged in the minefield, survived, but then could not be without 6 inches, and then the British infantry have consolidated in this direction, so we now go into Italian turn 4. Okay, only motivation is the rally test on the infantry. They do not rally. But my pin marker, is there a pin marker on them? No.
You took it when you were moving.
Okay, so then the only other thing to roll for is to see if my aircraft come back, which they do not. So there probably won't be much movement. Okay, movement. The scout cars are the only ones to move. They've moved over the ford of the Wadi. I tried to dig in the infantry, they haven't, so only the guys who didn't get pushed back have managed to dig in, so the rest of them now are just going to go to ground. So we go into shooting. Okay, over here I managed to bail the Honey Stuart. The scout cars managed to get another kill on the infantry team, even though they're in bulletproof cover, and I've managed to bag a grant with the long Semoventes. So everyone did a shoot and scoot, so these went off the hill, and these have gone a little bit further back, so hopefully be out of long range. And some of them are actually taking cover behind their comrade, the HQ tank. So we go into British turn 5. Okay, motivation, we have a bailed out Honey Stuart, so it should be a 4, I believe, to get in. He does not get back in. Then, no, he's not. Come on, James. Okay, and then we have a pinned down British rifle platoon who stay pinned, and now we're on to last stand. So he was not in command of anyone anyway, so these are going to need a last stand on a 5. No. And the Honey Stuart needs a last stand on a 5. No. Interesting. So we go into British movement. The grants are firing at the M1414s, and if they kill these, that will be game, because that'll be my formation broken. So HQ's firing first, all needing 4s because he's right in the open, short range. He can't be seen, and it doesn't matter about the concealment because he is a clear target. So this is the 75mm guns firing, needing 4s. That's 2 hits, so assign them out. So pop, pop, and then 37s are firing, and these guys will need 5s because +1 harder because of their secondary weapon. And you got another one, so you can pop that there. So I'm going to try and bounce the 37 first. So my front armor is 3, and that bounces. Now I need 6s to equal. So I'll just roll both. Oh! 5 hours though, you can still bail me. You got 2 more grants firing here. So first one, nothing. Next one, nothing. Alright, so we'll stop recording because we just check ranges here. Okay, so this unit of grants are all long range. So 4 dice needing 5s on the main guns. But every one of these are eligible targets. So go ahead. None. And then we have 2 dice needing 6s for the top gun. Nothing. Now that is exactly what I needed. And now you want to smack a template on top of that, don't you?
Yeah.
You will get them all. We'll put the template down after. So need an E3 to range in. Got it. 4 guys under there needing 4s. 2 hits. So your anti-tank 3. So all good. And then the last bit of shooting then are the churchills. So it's long range, and he actually failed a blitz up here. So 2 shots needing 6s. No, 4 shots needing 6. 4s normally, 5s for range, 6 for failed blitz. No. Right, well, that happened, didn't it? So we go into Italian turn 5. Okay, my turn. I need to rally my infantry. They do not. Actually, they might. I need to check. And now aircraft. They come in, so that's interesting. Okay, so this is what happened. 3 of the semoventes have moved to get into range on the grants. These 2 are already in range, so they're okay. M1441s haven't moved. Scout cars have gone through the minefield. One of them has been bailed, one of them just got stuck. But now they're inside of the grants. Might make a difference, who knows. And the Falco, because everything is just so close over here, the Falco has just ended up going over here. And that is it. So, not moving the infantry, because these 3 teams are actually already within 4 inches of the grant unit there, so it's all down to this. So we will see what happens. Let's just do this over here, because get that out of the way. So needing a 4 to range in, because of my skill. Fail first attempt, second attempt, final attempt, got it. So there are 3 25-pounders under there needing 6s. Get 1. So you're pinned and a 4-up save. And yeah, he's fine. Okay, and now we'll do some other sketchy stuff. So it's all long range, so I have 8 shots from the M1441s going on your unit. So luckily I got heat, so I can still bail him. So I'll be hitting on 5s. And let you look at that. So that is 3 on each. So obviously I need 1s to potentially bail you. So first one, none. Second one, none. Okay. So now we have the 2 scout cars firing. So needing 4s onto the side armour. 1 hit. I'll put it closest one, please. So your side armour is 4. So I can only bail you again. So needing a 1. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so now the big boys are going to fire. Okay, so that's 7 shots from the Semovente. Long's no concealment, but it's just long range. So we go to 5s onto the unit. 2 on one and 1 on the other. So 2 on the first, 2 on that one, and 1 by there. So it's just needing 4s to equal here. So the guy here, 1 potential kill, and then the other guy. Okay, so to kill, bailed. Okay, so the infantry are going to have to do the job here. Okay, so I lost 2 guys in the assault. 1 triggered the minefield and died. I got just a 1 hit, but James bounced it. I used my Pasgalia bombs, who are now gone. Passed his counterattack, killed a guy, and then I failed my counterattack. So if they were elite, it might have been a bit better, but that is it. And then I did a shoot and scoot with the M1441s just to tuck him away a little bit more. So we go into British turn 6. Okay, so we have a Bale Grant who is getting back in on a 3, who gets back in, so they are fine. And then we have some pin down stuff, so the infantry, unpin, and the 25-pounders don't unpin. Well done, Falcos. And that is it. So we go into British movement. Okay, British movement. The Churchills have done a blitz and a tactical, not within 8 of these. The Grants, however, have abandoned the objective for safety and moved over here. The infantry are the ones who are within 8. I think it's just those 3 teams, is it?
Yeah.
Interesting. So we go into British shooting. The 25-pounders will not be doing anything, thankfully, but the Grants and Churchills can still win the game by killing the long semoventes. Will they be able to do it? We shall see. So first up, the HQ Grants firing their 75s, needing 5s to hit the semovente longs for range. So first up, here we go. 1 hit. So just put that, and then we got the 2 little turrets as well, needing 6s. No. Right, I'm going to try swap it to down here, which I do. It's still long range anyway, so my front armour of 4 goes to a 5 and does not equal. I only get an 8, so you can kill on a 3. Bail. And then you got the other unit of Grants, again hitting on 5s, 1 hit, sign it out. Okay, and then the turret, 2 turrets needing 6s. Nope, so I'm going to try and swap it onto the one who's already bailed, which I do. And then do I bounce it? I do not. Kill on the 3, you do. So that's a dead semovente. And then 2 shots from the Churchills, just going to be 4s because it's short range. And 1 hit, sign it how you like. Okay, so it's going to be a 6 to equal, which I do not, so 4 plus firepower and a bail, as I would expect, just a bail. And then the last lot to shoot down are the infantry, so we'll just see what they end up getting up to. Okay, so the infantry actually got hit on the scout car but bounced it, and then a bunch of hit on my infantry, but I managed to save it. So now we go into Italian, turn 6. Okay, so let's start off with some motivation. So we have a bailed out semovente, who gets back in, a bailed out scout car, who does not get back in, and pinned down infantry, who rally on a 5, and then finally aircraft, who do not come in, and that is it. So we go into movement. Okay, so one of the semoventes have moved, so you can actually get into range on the Grand Troop. M1441s have also moved to do the same. 3 of my infantry teams have moved around to potentially assault the infantry away from the objective, and the scout cars are budged up so the infantry here don't get bulletproof cover. And now, to kill these 3 teams would be to win the game, but I do want to kill these Grants, so I will start there and see if I can do anything. Also, one of the scout cars died trying to go through the minefield, so well done him. So let's try the M1441s, because I really want them to achieve something. So that's 4 shots hitting on 4s. 1 hit, so a 1 will bail. Well, I potentially bail. Okay, right. So now we have 6 semovente shots, and 1 because he moved. So these are hitting you on 5s, going on to the troop. 1 hit each. So again, equaling on 4s. You just roll. First one, potential. Second one is okay. So first one is dead. I would just pop the turret. Okay. Okay. And then we have 3 rifle shots into your infantry hitting on 4s. 1, so I'll put it by there. So a 3-up save, sir. Dead. Good start. Oh, I can't assault you off now. Okay, and then 8 shots from the MGs of the scout cars. Also needing 4s. So it's going to go 1, 2, and then the boys anti-tank. So, boys anti-tank first. Okay. That guy is okay. Other guy is okay. I will fire the other 2 shots from the infantry over there as well that we forgot about. No, because they're concealment. And that is it. So they're not pinned, because I only got a few hits on them. So going into British turn 7. Oh no, I can assault you. Scout cars can, and they will try. Okay, so the scout cars have valiantly gone in. They've been hit by a rifle round, but it has bounced. They have managed to kill a rifle team, and now the British desperately try to counterattack, needing a 3-up. They do, so move the guys who can contact with 4 inches. So he definitely can, he is going in. And the boy's anti-tank, has he got enough room to get in as well?
Have you?
Yeah, he's got enough. And then we'll roll for swings. Okay, so the scout cars pushed back this way into the minefield where they died. Luckily though, James has consolidated within 4 inches of this guy here, so he is going to, on his own, run in, give it a go. He has to go through a minefield first, so that's the first hurdle for him, which he passes. Next hurdle is the defensive fire, so you got 1 shot from the rifle team because you are pinned now, so hitting on a 4. Which you hit, and then 2 shots from the various other weapons hitting on 5s. So a 3-up save, second hurdle. He passes. So we'll just move him up so he's on the boy's anti-tank rifle by here. And then swinging on a 4. No. So now you counter-attack, again on a 3. You do. So move they can all get in now on that guy. So you've got the unit leaders hitting on a 3. Nope. And then the other guys are like hitting on 4s or 5s or something like that. So double check. So, well, he gave it a good go. He did die. Got clubbed over the head by a boy's anti-tank rifle. If I was veteran infantry, it might have been different. But we go into turn 7 for the British. And Jimmy needs to do a last stand test on a 5+ on his grant, but he does get a reroll, so this for the game. So first attempt, fail. Second attempt, got it on a 6. Now this should be enough to clinch it. First of all, do some rally tests. So the British infantry do not rally, and the 25 pounders get a cock dice, rally. So we continue into British movement. Okay, so only movement, the Churchills have moved tactical onto the objective, so we're straight into shooting. So do you want to do the Churchills first? They are in the side now, so needing 4s. No, and the grants have remained stationary, so the HQ is 4 dice, needing 5s for the range. You have 1 more? No, and now the turrets needing 6s. No, and then the last remaining of that unit. So 1 hit with a main gun and then the turret. No, so where are you assigning that for a start? Okay, yeah, I'll keep it on him. So, nope, that's not enough. So 3 at 5 hour. A second. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, not enough. So yeah, that's a kill. Okay, what else happened? The 25 pounders ranged in here did get a hit, but no kills. So we go into Italian turn 7. So importantly, a scout car needs to get back in, which he does. The infantry needs a rally, which they do not. The scout car needs to pass a last stand test, which he does not. And then that's it. We go into the final step of shooting. I'm not going to move because I can't deal with them. It's very much, I'm going to just have to kill that last remaining Grant tank to win a very sweaty game. But I'm not going to say the W word yet because I need to actually hit them. So we will see. Okay, first up, the Falco did manage to get back in. So he's going to range in by here, not clipping any terrain. So needing A4. Got it. So most important one is the Grant I'm after, which I hit. The 2IC, I hit. The HQ, I hit. So do the important one first. So, ooh. Oh, come on, Falco, do it. No, he's bailed though. And then the 2IC in HQ. 2IC is good, HQ is good. Right, let's get the M1441s going. Okay, so this is the M1441s needing 4s. 2 hits, so again, it's 1s and I can potentially bail you. He's okay. And then 6 shots from the Semoventes, needing 5s, and this is desperate now, obviously onto the remaining Grant. I have a total of 2 hits, so 4s to equal. 2 fails. Firepower time. Done it. Just. Well, there's a minor victory, let's put it that way, because I've lost, well, the HQ, the scouts, the other Semoventes, yeah, but just. Very just. Next turn it would have been game for you. But do you know what I was gutted for? That the Falco didn't win the game for me. Really gutted. Man of the match, for me, the Longs, because other than Stuarts, they managed to kill stuff, which the other stuff didn't. Yours?
Maybe the infantry, just because when they needed to.
They stopped. They kept the game going. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, the infantry, but another very close game, which is always good. And somehow, the Italians pulled out the bag. But that's just. Well, I think I should have done better though with the 88. But I think what we both did a lot this game is me and Jimmy ruled our luck. Quite a bit.
So there you go, folks. It was a bit of a sweaty win in the end for me. Both of us rode our luck a lot. We reflected that basically Jimmy maybe needed to push up the churches a little bit more, and no need to get in a gun battle with me with the Semovente Longs. And I did say to him at no point did I ever think of shooting him because it was pointless. I wanted to go for the formation break quite early on. If my ambush had gone a bit better, it might have been a bit more in Jimmy's mind. And Jimmy should have smoked to save his formation at the end and forced the long Semoventes to deal with deal with his Churchills. Other than me, I was just clinging on for dear life after my turns of terrible shooting, and unfortunately Jimmy just some tactical issues with good spirits. The Wadi basically helped break a unit by stopping them crossing, and yeah, it was just again the 5+ last stand, and in the end the attritional war went in my favour, and one really bad turn of shooting for Jimmy, those M1441 shouldn't have been able to survive. But there you go, it's a dice game and that's the way it goes. But we had a nice close game, and I hope you guys enjoyed.